Salem Aerial. For aerial photos, videos, mapping, and inspections, visit SalemAerial.com.
Okay, Rex, and you own the property that we're standing on?
Yes, I've had this property for about 40 years.
Okay, and we're standing here next to this dumpy old filled with trash trailer. How did that get here?
We came to work on Friday morning, the 25th, and found it sitting in the front of our building.
Okay, and we'll show some pictures of it later in the interview, but it's filled to the ceiling with trash, isn't it?
It's filled to the ceiling with garbage, trash, tarps, furniture, feces. It smells terrible.
And so tell us the story, the ordeal you've gone through since this showed up on your property in the middle of the night.
Well, we contacted all the Salem officials and said that our problem, described it, and they sent out, code enforcement sent out someone, the police department sent out someone, and traffic enforcement sent out someone. And the car is on my front strip here next to the street, as you can see right on the street, but since it's on my property, none of them could help me. I was left sort of empty and stuck. I couldn't have it towed. We didn't have the equipment to tow a fifth wheel trailer. And then we couldn't find a destination for it because the scrappers would not take it because we don't have a title for it. So we were stuck in a catch-22. We couldn't move it, we couldn't take it anywhere. So that was the story of getting it here.
So what did you do next?
After reaching out to the police department, and all of them were really nice, I went to the city council and contacted Vanessa Van Dyke and sent her a description and photos of the site. And she was very helpful with me, talked with me, and said that she was going to forward the information she's not in charge of this ward, to the councilman that is Gonzalez. And I haven't heard anything. It's been 2 weeks.
Do you know his full name?
I don't remember his first name.
But his last name is Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. On the sign on the front of the truck here, there's a link to his email address.
Okay.
So from there on, I was stuck. I went to Facebook and posted the pictures and comments, and I've gotten hundreds of comments about it. People have reached out around the city to help me empty it. I wouldn't want to because I don't know what all's in there, but we still had nowhere to put it, nowhere to take it, no way to take it, even if it was emptied. So
let me take you back just a minute. Your letter was forwarded on to City Councilman Gonzalez because he's the city councilman for this district, and you have not heard back from him?
I haven't heard a word from him. Nope.
Not even a sorry for your luck, huh?
Nope, not a response of the email at all.
Okay, so back to where we were, you put the Facebook post up. You've had a lot of community response concerning that. What did you do next?
Well, I turned, after the Facebook and a lot of recommendations from other people, I turned to our Highland community meeting that we have once a month, and I went to that meeting and sat down and took pictures for everybody to look at. And the Highland Center, the Highland people were real helpful. And there was an officer that was in charge of our area, our ward. And he looked at the photos and he came up to me and said, "I think I know where that came from." So he left and the meeting continued. And as soon as about 10 minutes later, he came in the door again smiling. He said, "Yep, I know where that came from." And he tapped me on the shoulder. So at that point, I felt better because I at least had a sense of where it came from, and but we still had no way to get rid of it. He contacted the owners, and we've been in negotiation, but it's still been here another week. So we're still stuck at how to get it out of here, where to take it.
What have the owners said to you in response to you reaching out to them?
The people that are on the property didn't respond or they said they didn't know anything about it. And
They're landlords, right?
well, the landlord apparently, the police contacted, and they were, dumbfounded, and they talked to them, and they said, without any doubt, just take it back and put it back there. Well, that's not easy because A, we can't find a truck to do it, and B, it wouldn't be cheap to have that done with a towing company. And so, but that's our eventual goal, is to just take it back to these people. Doesn't make it right. A lot of people on the internet said just put it in the street. Well, I know that story. It's not right to just dump. That's making me just as guilty as they are.
In a way, that just kind of makes you doing the same thing.
Right, and that doesn't make it,
So,
that doesn't solve the problem.
I just want to inject this into the middle of the interview. As we've been standing here talking, the third vehicle that has stopped to read your sign in, 3 minutes or 4 minutes has just pulled away.
I hope they notice it. Salem wakes up.
So, pretty much that's where it lays right now, right?
Yes,
You've
that's
made
where we're at.
contact with the residents of the property where it came from, and they're denying any knowledge of it. So, I guess now, what message would you like to send to the citizens of Salem and to the citizens of Oregon?
I'm not the only person that this has happened to. I know of other owners, property owners, and people around this town that the same thing has been happening, and it's starting to escalate. And I think that the city council needs to take notice of this and find some money somewhere to at least give homeowners, property owners that are responsible for the junk in their yard, an avenue to escape. Take it somewhere, put it somewhere. I think there's a lot of money that is sitting there federally that could be used, but it hasn't been directed.
So, do you consider this to be a crime?
Yeah, it really is. It's cost us money having it sitting here. It's an eyesore. It's a health hazard. My opinion, it's a fire hazard. Even the 2 weeks that it's been sitting here now, I've had people going through it, reaching in through the windows where stuff's hanging out. It shouldn't be here. It shouldn't be here.
Does that concern you at all? People reaching in
From the liability standpoint, it does. Also, it's not safe from their standpoint. It's not safe.
So, what would you say to Mayor Bennett and our city council?
Well, I know that they're seeing this happen all around town, and I know it's getting back to them, but nothing seems to be getting done about it. And I think that our city council should look at that just as well as part of the homeless programs that are out there, and it's right in the same pool. I think they have to look at this problem and give owners like myself some kind of an avenue to get out of this problem.
You said a minute ago that you believe it's a crime. Do you think maybe the solution is in just enforcing criminal laws?
Yeah, enforcement of the laws in situations like this, yes. When they find something that's gone wrong, they've investigated it properly and found a source. And when it's all said and done, I do believe that. This was not right. It's not fair to just dump your problems on somebody else.
One would presume that the actors that did this did it because they felt they'd get away with it.
It probably was convenient for them. I got a nice parking pad here. It's very, not very far from their home. So yeah, I was a victim of convenience. It was also very nasty.
Yeah, as we stand here, the smell is just overcoming me.
It's like when you're in the woods and you find somebody that's left all their trash there and you bag it up and carry it out of the woods. It's that same irresponsible act.
It smells to me an awful lot like going to the landfill.
Oh yeah, should have seen it when it was 117 degrees.
I'm glad I didn't. So, know, any last messages to the folks out there, to the politicians, to anyone you want?
Well, honestly, this has sort of become my soapbox, and through doing it and listening to other people online, and finding other friends of mine that are in the same predicament as I am, I'd like to help other people get this taken care of in this town. And if that means, you know, lighten up the city council, then it means lighten up the city council. Some people online have told me we should all band together and go show up at a meeting. You know, it's a good idea, because maybe that'll get them lit. But it's not just me that this has happened to. It just happens to be I have a big mouth.
So I've got one more question for you. Today, Governor Brown was tweeting on her Twitter account how proud she was of her Oregon. Are you proud of Kate Brown's Oregon?
Well, with all the problems that we've had in our sister city, Portland, and how long it went on and on and on and became a nationwide issue, we had to bow our heads to it. And the same thing is happening to Salem, and I'm not singling out one problem, but Salem has gone right the same way. You know, it's not that. I don't think that Governor Brown gets around her own towns very often.
Okay. Well, Rex, we thank you for your time.
I thank you, and you. God bless, and have a great day.
I know one thing that we need to say.
Yes.
If people want to contact you, maybe your Facebook page or something, how can they do that?
I'm at Mini Motors, MINIMOTORS, Minimotors at MSN.com.
Okay.
Write me, send me photos, ideas, help, condolence, and I look forward to hearing from y'all.
All right. Well, thank you, Rex.
Okay, great.
At Western Pacific Roofing, our residential team can provide all of your roofing needs. 503-588-7663.